Hey everybody! There we go. Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Let's get straight back into it, shall we? We're doing the role quests. We did the tank one. Now we gotta do the next one, which I think I'm gonna go healer. Just going down the role list, basically, as I see it. The tank, healer, and then DPS. So let's get back into it, shall we? It's the right data center. Let's go for it. It finally happened. I'm on Midgard Swarmer now. And I ended up on the same server as the alternate Leon I was using throughout the entire marathon to do stuff that you couldn't do in New Game Plus. Like, you know, side quest stuff. Hey, Endwalker! It's been a while. Welcome back to the stream. Happy to have you. Hope you're having a good morning. See the soundboard set up. Is it working right? Yeah, it's working right. Alright, we're good. Sad to test it. Oh, and I've been practicing, so it's not such a disaster like the role quests were for Shadowbringers. I actually started practicing my weakest job class, which, meaning the one I'm not as good at as the other ones, obviously, for all the role quests, which is Black Mage. I really should have gone Summoner for this shit. But I don't have Summoner anywhere near level 90, and I don't have time to do that. But, I've been practicing the Black Mage rotation using Stone Sky Sea, so I figured I might as well just do that now. The thing I never showed, which was the unlocks for, I think, Stormblood and Shadowbringers. I've obviously been using the Shadowbringers one. I'll show that real quick. It's related to what I've been doing off stream. And then we'll go straight into the healer role quest. Whew.
Ooh. Ah! 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 Ah!
Alright. Just picking around. See what I got here. Sure. So I think the first one that I forgot to show was in Ralger's Reach, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. I was like busy doing the Omega stuff way back then and all that, and then I totally forgot to come back for this. It was another striking opportunity. If you remember, the one for Heavensward was called the Striking Opportunity. So the next expansion, another striking opportunity. Leon Starcrest, hero of the Resistance. Greetings and well met. I wish to thank you for your countless deeds in service to our cause and share with you an opportunity which I believe may be of interest to you. There is a great and wise man, a veteran of countless battles, who waits for you outside Ralger's Reach. Go to him and he will unfold all. They keep it short and sweet. Actually, you can just use this to get the hell out of here. I never bothered filling out the map. Who gives a shit? It is you, the legendary adventurer instrumental in the liberation of our homeland. Aye, though it took an army to see it through, I have heard tell of your singular accomplishments, both here and in faraway lands. I know the type. You are a warrior, through and through, ever searching for a new challenge. A man who lives for those moments when all hangs in the balance. Did I say something odd? No, of course not. Not far from here is a place where monks of the Fist of Ralger once honed body and spirit. The Circles of Answering. And by the grace of our dominant patron, it is reborn. He who fights with strength of stone unyielding, breathes deep of boundless sky, and embraces serenity of rolling sea, against him none can stand. To wit, you will face striking dummies possessed of the fortitude of fantastic fiends and otherworldly foes. Attack them with your might and main, and should you triumph in the allotted time, you will know you have the strength to defeat them. Though you may still die in the process. They are dummies after all and will not hit back. That goes without saying. Doubtless you are intrigued. When curiosity overwhelms you, I shall deliver you to Stone Sky. Well, it is still the Circles of Answering in name. But you must nevertheless embrace the wisdom of the elements to overcome your trials. Oh, how foolish of me. I forgot to tell you the best part. It's free! You now have access to the Circles of Answering, an expansion of Stone Sky Sea from Heavenward, basically. Training ground can be accessed by speaking with the battle-scarred veteran outside Ralgard Reach. This guy. So you just pick something. Look, I got EXP from mapping out part of the... There we go, so it's up here. We were just standing right there. So you talk to him and it brings you up here. You can also fly here if you want, but you know. Obviously faster to just talk to that guy. And yeah, so that's that. Alright, now for the other one. It's in Yulmore. Abandon your current duty? Yes. I'm gonna beat the shit out of a dummy right now. You failed in your trial. You bastard! I believe... Oh, you gotta start it inside. Damn it. I fucked up. Anyway. Where was it? Yet another striking opportunity. Okay, I wasn't too far at least. It's over there. Oh, fuck. I gotta run. No etherite. Ain't you that bloke who brought back the knight? The warrior of darkness? Good, because I was asked to keep an eye out for you. Nothing untoward, worry not. It's just that, see, ever since Lord Vothri and General Ranjit ran off to gods know where, the Yomoran army's been in shambles. Say what you will about the bastards, but they kept the city safe, or near as much. The remaining leadership types have got their work cut out for them, keeping everyone fighting fit, but for a start, there's been talk of bringing back traditional training methods. I'm talking about stuff that could be used to get unbloodied layabouts like me ready to take the field. Of course, there's also plenty of military men taking part, eager to hone their skills for the struggles ahead. You're welcome to participate too, if so inclined. Head out of the city through open arms and look for a soft-faced bloke. He'll see you sorted. Not a battle-scarred veteran this time, a soft-faced bloke. I almost thought that wasn't gonna work. Hail, Sinner! Well met! Come to join the new, and by new I mean old, training? Excellent! Truth be told, interest has been less than enthusiastic. In case it's not bloody obvious, we're all of us struggling to adapt to the new normal. Funny choice of words they used literally months before the pandemic started. This was late 2019? Whenever Shadowbringers came out, I think it was actually in summer of 2019, so... When you wake up one day and realize half the life decisions you made weren't your own, it's hard to adjust. Yeah, it feels bad, man. None can deny that we need a peacekeeping force to maintain order and defend against outside threats. Unfortunately, we're short on motivated recruits, and of the ones we've got, only a handful are up to snuff. Anyway, it's all very much a work in progress, and one we're hoping warriors like you can help us with, even if only by taking part as a guest. Draw attention to what we're trying to get off the ground, you know? So if you're keen to give it a go, let me know and I'll call for tomorrow. Can't just up and walk there, no sir. Ah, but first, in accordance with ancient traditions, I've got to teach you the creed. He who fights with strength of stone unyielding, breathes deep of boundless sky, and embraces serenity of rolling sea. Against him none can stand. So practice, 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 and then you'll be able to stay calm in the heat of battle, essentially what they're saying. Which is true. Knowing your rotation is half the battle, because then once you know that, like, muscle memory, you can focus on the mechanics and the fight is like 10 times easier. Especially if you're new to a fight, like if it's something you've never done before. Hence why I've been practicing the Black Mage rotation, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with that class. If I don't practice, we're definitely gonna die on the final quest battle for that role quest, which will probably happen like either later today or tomorrow, depending on how quickly we get through the other ones. Hey, what do you mean you've heard that one before? It's the same exact quote from the Stormblood one, yeah. What do you mean you've heard that one before? As far as I know, it's one of many pearls of wisdom passed down through the ages. Maybe it was made before the Sundering, but he wouldn't know about that. Dates back to a Colusian poet who died several centuries ago. Sure you're not mistaken? Eerie coincidences notwithstanding, if you'd like to hone your warcraft, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better option than unleashing everything you've got on one of our contraptions. Cool. You now have access to the Lawns, an expansion of Stone Sky Sea. This training ground can be accessed by speaking with the soft-faced bloke outside Gilmore. Get off my lawn! Some EXP. Here it is. So, that must be the limit to how many players can use it at one time on a given server. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dummies with arenas. And arenas are mostly the size of a raid, basically. Or a trial arena, if you notice. On purpose, because that's what it's for. Practicing your DPS for that. Trials and raids, raids are basically just glorified trials in this game, so... yeah, there you go. Oh, where is it on the map? Right over here. So again, you can fly here or just talk to the guy who's right here. Might as well just talk to him. It's faster and easier, as always. Anyway, now I can get the hell out of here. Off the bed. That is a beautiful title intro. Anyway. Sounds so sad too, and now I get why. Being halfway through Endwalker, it's just like, Jesus. Some of the shit you see is traumatizing. Obviously not as, not actually traumatizing. You're just witnessing a work of fiction, but still, it's like, they know how to write it in a way that cuts deep when you're like fully immersed in it, you know? So it comes pretty close. Very tragic sometimes. God, the worst part for me so far was seeing that baby almost transform, dude. I fucking lost it. I couldn't hold back there. Look, right where I logged out last time. Yep. I remember the awkward wave when I... His bottom half doesn't even move. It's kind of funny. Anyway. So yeah, we finished Gridania, which was... We finished killing the Blasphemy in Gridania, which was the tank roll quest. Can't get any job gear until later in MSQ, apparently. The game told me so. After I did that. It didn't say what's gonna happen. Obviously, that would be a spoiler, right? I guess we'll find out. But apparently, it seemed to imply the job gear was attainable even without doing the role quests. You just can't dye it, I think. Because when I completed the role quest, it didn't say that the job gear would become available. It said dyeable versions of the job gear are now available. It's like, oh, interesting. Oh yeah, I outfitted everyone with level 90 gear. I should show it all off now that I'm here. Here. This is the healer one. But yeah, let me show the tank one first. The classic, it's the crafted gear, whatever. It's not the official stuff, obviously. But yeah, I already showed this one off a little bit, except for the helmet earlier. I think it was last stream, right? Kinda looks like a gladiator, yeah. Like an old school gladiator. Really cool. Well, there's that one. That's the tank one. And now... that one's actually a little smaller. The window for it. There we go, that's better. Like the leaf crown. They're all very revealing outfits, aren't they? Not all of them, though, as you'll soon see. I like it. It's almost like a Greek or Roman style, sort of. Can't really put my finger on it, but okay. What are the other ones? Healer. Oh right, melee DPS. Here's this one. Yeah, they all have a very similar. Obviously, they're the same theme basically. Fucking Valkyrie from Valhalla over here. The wings. And then, what do we got? Physical range DPS. Where is it? Oh, for fuck's sake. I just realized I forgot Ninja has its own armor. I haven't gotten that one yet. The scouting one. Oops. Yeah. Or the striking one, because I'm Monk and Samurai not even close to level 90 anyway. So I guess I can't show all of them, but... oh, I didn't notice that the first time I put it on. It's got the ponytail. I didn't see that before. Our range DPS. I had to get this level 90 gear because otherwise we won't have the item level to actually finish the damn role quest. But yeah, again, thematically, very revealing. What's the last one I have? Caster for Black Mage, of course. This one actually has like pants on. The headpieces for all of them are really good, I gotta say. Yeah. I like the tattoos, I didn't notice that the first time. Also, the little orb on the staff actually glows when you pull it out, I think. When you put it away, it stops glowing. It's a subtle glow anyway, though. It's very faint, so you can hardly notice it anyway. Pretty cool. Alright, well, there you go. At least the ones that I have. There they are. Now let's get going. What do I usually wear for healer? This. It's what I wore during the last role quest, too. I don't have a dedicated, yeah, like weapon for it. I guess I had the level 80 one before, but it's kind of whatever. Not really necessary. This one's fine, yeah. Fuck it. Not overthink it. Far from free. Looks like we're gonna go help out Ulda. Or actually, sorry, Alamigo. It's easy to forget that Robon is with Alamigo now, not Ulda. We're gonna go help out Robon, Fordola, and Ehrenvold. Almost forgot his name. Alright, cool. Our homie got put into the the wheelchair by the Telefroing, those bastards. If you are ready to lend us your aid, I'll apprise you of the situation. What's up, dude? We've received reports of a creature believed to be a blasphemy stalking the streets of Alamigo. Troops have been assigned to track and slay the beast, but there are likely to be casualties. With most of our healers posted elsewhere, we have thought to petition you for aid. I liked the sassy answer. I'd be glad to help. What's up, dude? Once again, we're in your debt. We shall inform Commander Alden forthwith. My comrades in the Immortal Flames will be glad to have you watching over them. You see, as there have been no sightings of any blasphemies in our lands, we have joined our Alamigan allies in their hunt for the Fiend. Oh, that explains why the Uldan delegate doesn't have a role quest. Maybe they're saving that for the Master role quest when we do all the other ones, right? We'll see. Okay. Trouble is, the majority of our own healers are working day and night to treat the tempered Imperials captured at Packleton. Right. For that reason, we too will be glad of your help. Aye, your presence alone will be of great comfort to the troops, I'm sure. As time is of the essence, I ask that you make your way to the Alamigan Quarter and report for duty. Commander Alden is overseeing the hunt, and he will explain all upon your arrival. May Rhalgr grant you strength. Alright. When you get to Alamigo, head to the square outside the palace. One of the soldiers stationed there will explain the rest. The Sultana wasted no time in extending the support of the flames to Alamigo when the blasphemy first reared its head. And it's a good thing she did. Indeed. Ah, Master Starcrest. We were told you were on your way, but this is even quicker than expected. I'll tell Commander Alden you've arrived. One moment, please. Glad you could join us.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Perfect timing. Rob on my boy. It's been forever. Not really. We literally just talked to him during MSQ not that long ago. Before we went to the moon. Well, before we went to Garlemald, actually. I appreciate that we've a far greater crisis to worry about, but we cannot afford to ignore the situation here either. Aye, I'd like nothing more than to hear about your recent adventures, but I'm afraid such pleasantries will have to wait. I get it, dude. Don't worry about it. Whoa, that is one ugly motherfucker. As our man in Thavner will have told you, a blasphemy is loose in Alamigo. When it first appeared, the city guard were able to get most of the bystanders to safety, and for a mercy, those caught in the chaos only suffered minor injuries. But the fiend managed to escape and has not been seen since. We must find it, and soon. For as long as it remains at large, every man, woman, and child is at risk. As was the case in Thavner, the blasphemy's very existence seems to spur the creation of lesser beasts. The longer it is allowed to roam free, the more tragedy our people will suffer. That's the first question we gotta be asking. Did anyone see the change take place? Aye, there were several eyewitnesses who gave the same account. A man walking through the Alamigan Quarter fell to his knees all of a sudden, and a moment later, transformed into the monstrosity we now pursue. But beyond the fact he was a young Highlander, we saw this in the cutscene before we even went to Radha-Han. I know what he's talking about. We know next to nothing about him. Even the descriptions of his appearance were too vague to help identify the lad, and we've no clues as to his name or background. For all we know, he might not have even been born in Alamigo. Might have been the son of refugees come to visit. There are other possibilities we're investigating, though. That said, I doubt his circumstances are unique. Blasphemies and beasts are born when men are overcome by despair, and whatever drove him to turn likely could have done the same to another. Therefore, if we are to prevent future tragedies, it is imperative that we identify and address the underlying cause. Until we do, we'll have no choice but to deal with the afflicted the only way we know how, by granting them a quick death. For now, I would have you join the hunt and keep my men from falling prey to these creatures. Are you up to it? Yep. You have my thanks. And as chance would have it, we've just received word that a number of beasts were spotted on the outskirts of Alagana. The troops stationed there have already put them down, but were wounded in the process. First and foremost, they need medical attention, and that's where you come in. I'll meet you there. Right on, dude. Wait, what the... There. Ugh. It's my own damn fault for being so careless. What must Commander Alden think of me? Knowing what they are, who they were, could any of us end up like that? Although the soldiers were able to lead the beasts away from the village and cull a lot of them, victory did not come easily. It's times like these that our lack of healers is most sorely felt. I dare say they've yet to receive any treatment at all. See to their wounds while I survey the area for any stragglers that may have escaped. Once I've completed my patrol, I'll head to the village to gather eyewitness reports. Look for me there after. You got it, dude? Healing. Heal! Gods be good! I feel reborn! Hold on. You're Leon, aren't you? I can't believe it! You're the one who inspired me to join the Resistance in the first place, and now you've come to save me in my hour of need. I'll never forget this. Thank you. Thank you. Obviously trying to imitate the heal. There it is again. This should help. I think that's when Sora uses a potion. The first one was when he uses healing magic, though. I saw them change, right before my eyes. Those weren't monsters I killed, but innocent men. But it had to be done. There were others we had to protect. And thanks to you, I can continue to do just that. Once I make my way back, I'll give a full account. The families, they'll understand. Picked up a lot of stuff. I gotta get rid of these treasure coffers. I'll do it off stream though, there's too many now, it'll take forever. They're all fundamentally useless now. I've maxed out level 90 and have the gear for it for all my main classes and roles, so... Airballs!
Dylan!
It was good of you to come all this way. Though I never doubted for a moment that you wouldn't. Dragonfrit, it's been a while. Gentlemen? After all you've done for the people of Girabania, we couldn't ask for more. And yet, here you are. That's alright, man. What I live for. Adventuring, traveling, and helping people out when I can. For treating the wounds of those soldiers, you have my thanks. And theirs too, no doubt. It seems they were indeed successful in slaying all the beasts if my search is any indication, but we must remain vigilant. I've also spoken with several people who witnessed the moment of the transformation, though the ordeal has understandably left them rather shaken. I hear you've been through a fair few ordeals yourself, Leon. Well, yeah, you know, slayed the eldest of primals and then witnessed the beginning of the end of the world. Sure. Which is what we're all seeing. As for me, I've been kept busy with this and that, like getting the hang of this wheelchair. Obviously, it has its limitations, but it gets me where I need to go. I've been working with this new organization as well, which is what brought me here. But no sooner had I arrived than the locals turned. Ragnfrid, I heard you were there when it happened. What can you tell us? The ones who underwent the change are the very people we were trying to help. Perhaps I should explain from the beginning. The meeting Lys held in the royal palace marked a turning point for all of Yerbania. It spurred us to open a dialogue with peoples and communities we otherwise would have shunned. But there are still so many problems to be addressed and countless souls struggling to build new lives for themselves. I decided to form a volunteer group, the Silver Griffins. Our main concern is the welfare of Alamegans who sided with the Empire, for whatever reason, and helping them find their place in society. In particular, the surviving families of the Crania Lupi. Lupi or Lupi? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you've changed your tune. Well, I know why, though. It's like they're not enemies anymore. Make no mistake, I've not forgiven them. I don't have that in me, and I doubt I ever will. But the memory of that day in the palace, of Fordola asking to be locked up again after saving us all, it stayed with me. I remember that. Got me to thinking about why she and the other youths would commit such atrocities. Why they'd swear to serve the Empire. And the answer was simple. Because they'd seen what we'd seen and suffered much the same. In a hell where all were condemned, they chose to betray one brother to save another. That's how the Garleans win. Not by breaking you, but by making you break yourself. By making that choice the right one for a man at the end of his tether. Yeah, they had the art of imperialism and subjugation down to the letter. But now even they're gone. They were brought to heel by the Telothroi and they've been destroyed. So now the remnants are in the same boat as the rest of us. We're all in this shit together now. Healing only begins with liberation, and some scars never will, regardless. Those who returned from foreign lands may have difficulty carving out a living here, but the ones who'd pledged allegiance to Garlemald. This is not the Alamigo we dreamed of. But after 20 years of misery, I'll not see it all thrown away because we can't come to terms with the past. That's why I formed the Silver Griffins, to see that no one is cast aside. It's a cause I support, and it's what brought me here today. I've been acting as a mediator. Aye, and in the short time he's been with us, he's proven himself a natural. I like how his arms turn with the rest of his torso. They can't, like, not do that. So it looks really funky when he turns to look at him. Because of the way his wheelchair is facing, you know? Despite our early successes, the families of the Skulls continue to refuse our help. I think I see where this is leading. They're the ones who turned, yes? It comes as no surprise. Their kin tormented and murdered fellow Alamegans. Anyone with a conscience would feel shame and guilt, and for some, it might be too much to bear. I think I might know why they're turning us away. It's a sensitive matter, though. But let's go somewhere we won't be overheard. It's about one of the men who turned. I saw his memories. With the echo. I'll not pretend I understand it, but tell us what you learned. I don't know why his eyes did that. He darted to the left as he nodded. I only caught a glimpse, but that was enough. Oh, he has Bremen's face. Look at him. It was during the occupation. A man raising his son. Excuse me. Only the two of them, but they were a family. To keep his boy clothed and fed, he chose to side with the Empire. He knew what others would say, but he did it anyway. I'll prevent those hiccups. I don't know why leaning forward helps, but again, it's probably the physics of the air getting hot. And so he was branded a traitor. Every day his son listened to the jeering, the insults, but there was nothing he could do. When he came of age, he joined the Skulls in the hope it would make life easier for his father. He never dared to question his orders, no matter how depraved. He died in the revolution, but not before killing his own countrymen. His father wept not for the betrayer and murderer, but for the man he could have been. He blamed it all on himself, right up until the change took him. So he's already overwhelmed by despair, and then once we killed Zodiark, well, that was it. He transformed. I can only pray he and his boy have finally found the peace they were denied in life. Alas, theirs is an all too familiar tale. They cannot forgive themselves, nor can they see how anyone else could. The sins of their kin weigh heavy on them. They think themselves undeserving of our compassion. The common tale, yeah. They can carry on like that, they'll turn into beasts. If they carry on like that, they'll turn into beasts. We've got to help them before it's too late. Growing up half Garlean and Alamigo, I know how it feels to be shunned and hated. To hate myself. So long as we give ourselves and others a chance, we can change for the better. And while I might not be as clever or eloquent as someone like Alfino, I know I can make a difference. I might not be quite the swordsman I used to be, but I'm still a fighter at heart. And I owe it to Abba and Ali to make the most of this life so long as I've got it. We Silver Griffins will give our all to see that no more beasts or blasphemy ravage Gearbani again. So, Commander Alden, do we have your approval to continue our work? Of course. There's no enemy more formidable than despair, and I'd be a fool to refuse your help. That even a single one of our people has succumbed to this transformation is proof of our failure to protect them. Therefore, I pledge the Silver Griffins my unconditional support. Together we will prevail. Now that we have Leon on hand to aid the troops, I believe we are ready to face any beasts we encounter. Though I fear it is only a matter of time before others appear, I ask that you lend the Silver Griffins your assistance in the meantime. Right on. Very good. For now, let's return to the city. Oh man, it landed in a sweet spot. Of course it did. That's gonna be annoying. Anything else, Dragonford? After all you've done for the people— oh, okay, yeah. Didn't change what he said. Woo! Oh. With you on our side, those beasts are no match for us. Blasphemy Hunter. Kinda cute, too. Milady. Okay, I'm back to my old habits. Those who harbor guilt do so not because they are weak of heart, but because they have failed to meet the demands they make of themselves. It was the same for me when I believed that my failures had led to the Sultana's assassination. The despair and self-loathing were indescribable. Good thing Zodiark was still alive back then, or you would have turned. I was fortunate that you and the other Scions came to my rescue, that I had friends who convinced me I was more than the sum of my worst mistakes. Now we must do the same for the people of Alamigo. We must help them to heal and find the strength to, if not forgive, then come to terms with who we were, so that we can look to who we can be. Who we should aspire to be. This is precisely why the work of the Silver Griffins is so vital. Though our problems are not new, the emergence of this deadly phenomenon means we cannot afford to delay addressing them any longer, and we will be better for it ultimately. Once we've decided a course of action, you'll be the first to know. Until then, may Ralger watch over and keep you. Come on, dude. Alright, milady, what's up? The Butcher's Blade. We were hoping you'd stop by. I'll show you to Commander Alden at once. You're a welcome sight as always, Leon. Aye, and a lot's happened since last we spoke. We Silver Griffins have been keeping busy. As have I and my men, but I'm afraid we've little to show for our efforts. Although we've been searching high and low for the blasphemy, we've seen neither hide nor hair of it. Unfortunately, everyone else has had better luck. Had better, quote-unquote, luck. We've received reports of lesser beasts throughout Giovanni, and putting them down is as important as hunting the blasphemy that got away. Excuse me. To complicate matters, rumors have been circulating that these beasts were the Skull's kin. While this was true of the recent incident in Alagana, we cannot have people jumping to conclusions, given what they might feel tempted to do. It has been suggested that we take these individuals into custody, for their own protection as much as the safety of others. But that would only isolate them even further and give credence to the rumors. The recent unrest has hindered the efforts of the Silver Griffins to no end. Therefore, I ask that you aid them in their endeavors and see if there is aught that can be done. Also, you'll be joined by another volunteer. Try not to be too surprised. Well, the picture kind of spoiled it. I thought I felt my ears burning. Poor Dola, right? Yep. The picture when I accepted the quest spoiled it, so... I said I don't need a keeper, but did they bloody listen? Did they bollocks? Come on, don't be like that. This is what you agreed to. Besides, you never know when you might have need of a healer, and there's none better than Leon. Actually, I can think of a few people that are a lot better at this than me, but sure, thanks, Erebol. He's right. You've earned a measure of trust, and this shouldn't be taken to mean otherwise. Thick as thieves, are we now? And there's no need for this sodding collar, eh? We all know it's not coming off anytime soon. But if this is how it's to be, then fine. So long as he keeps out of my way. I want the two of you to visit the Silver Griffin's headquarters in Alagana. Several relatives of the Crania Lupi have agreed to meet with them, and we could do as a measure of precaution. If anyone so much as mentions the skulls, I'll deal with it. Understood? Let's get this over with. He's as much at risk of turning as anyone. Maybe even more so. You don't need the Echo to see the weight she's carrying. Yeah. She's still not got a handle on her own Echo either. Sometimes the visions come without warning and with such force that it's all she can do to stay standing. There's no telling what might happen when she comes face to face with the family of her former comrades. So look out for her. Please. He's right, this is kind of risky sending her to do this. I wish there was more I could do for her, myself. Yeah, I know. You guys care about each other quite deeply. We have a lot in common, I understand. But we've all got our own duties, and I'll see them through to the end. Right. So must we all. Follow Fordola's lead, we're counting on you both. But be ready to step in, even if she curses you for it. Yeah. My first role as a healer is going to be a mediator of a potential argument. Iron Ball. Fordola's not the sort to ask for help, so make sure she doesn't get in over her head, would you? Yeah. Sorry, I zoned out on something. And so is Fordola, apparently. I had a feeling Raban would send you, Leon, but as for her... If you've got any complaints, take it up with the commander. No. No, it's fine. Truth be told, ever since that day at the Royal Palace, I've been thinking. Stop. You don't want to say it, and I don't want to hear it. To the matter at hand, then. We Silver Griffins have been working to support the relatives of the Crania Lupi, but one family has gone missing. A mother and her parents, who lived together under the same roof. One of ours paid them a visit, but they were nowhere to be seen, and when they went inside to check, they found the house had been torn to shreds. Thick gouges in the floor and the walls, made by a beast claw by the look of them. You think they've turned? Aye, that's the most likely explanation. Please do what you must before anyone else is hurt. There's no time to waste. I'll head west, you head east. Ehrenwald tells me she's been trying to make amends in her own way. I appreciate that she's not asking for what I can't give, but I keep thinking to myself, where do we go from here? And I honestly don't know. I haven't actually seen the planet from up there. It's surreal to look back up at it now. The hell is this? Oh shit, I should have summoned Crispy Colonel. I'm gonna need some help. I can get a good look at it because it's a little dark, but... In the dirt you spy an envelope containing a crumpled, tear-stained letter. Dear Mother, I hope this letter finds you well. Time is short, so I must keep this brief. Although I have never done anything to make you proud, I promise you things will be different when the war is over. Until then, take care, and know that I love you with all my heart. Shit. That was the person I just killed. Placing the letter back into its envelope, you turn your attention to finding the others. What the fuck is it? Oh shit, there he is. Oh, like, fuck that! Who the fuck? Get out of here, you little shit! You ain't supposed to be part of this. Bastard. Fucking lightning sprite just jumps in. You discover what appears to be a wedding ring with a name and date engraved on the inside. Maybe I hit it with the size. Did I even use it? I think I did, yeah. With seemingly no more clues to be found, you decide to report to Ragnfrid. What's done is done. Were you able to find anything? Yeah. Crumpled letter. Though its contents neither verify nor disprove your suspicions, this letter was almost certainly penned by a now deceased member of the Crania Lupi. Time-worn wedding ring. The outer edge is covered in myriad scuffs and scratches, while the inner is marked with only a name and date, carefully engraved. Then it is as we feared. I found and killed the third. It was carrying this. A matching ring. I'll deliver these effects to their next of kin and arrange for a funeral. Or as close to one as possible under the circumstances. There's no changing the past. We'll always carry it and the scars. No matter who we were or what we did, we're all Amigans. Then and now. The Empire was our enemy then, and now it's despair. Good words and deeds will serve us best in this fight. Weapons even an old man like me can yet wield. Thanks to the two of you, the missing villagers may finally be laid to rest. I and the other Silver Griffins will redouble our efforts to prevent any further tragedies. I finished checking the wares, sir. Everything's in order. Good work. Take a rest, lad. You've more than earned it. Keep this to yourselves, but Everett's younger brother was a member of the Crania Lupi. It's exactly the sort of person we're trying to help. Like many of the others, he was reluctant to talk to us at first, but after we gained his trust, we were able to help him find work. He's taken to it well. Oh no. It's her! The butcher! PTSD's kicking in. He's gonna turn. Traitors, all of us. Kinslayers deserving of hate and death. Hate and death. Calm yourself, dude. What the hell has happened? Get back! Get back! Maybe she saw him through his past. You know, the echo. Aaron says it still affects her quite badly. More than me, basically. Holy shit! She just fucking tanked the hit! Well, at least she had a shield on her back, but look how small it is. Jesus. Stay away from her! Fordola saved your girl's life! I know, but... she's... It happened in an instant. A poor lad. But it had to be done and without hesitation. Would have been much worse otherwise. Did you go after Fordola and see to her wounds? I'll do what I can here. I'm fine. Leave me be. If you're not fine, alright? I said I don't need your help! It's not only your injuries I'm worried about. Bloody hells. If you're here to patch me up, get on with it. Quietly. Curl can't change its spots. There's no washing the blood off my hands. Nor would I even if I could. Taking up Garlean steel was the first choice, but not the last. Like the first kill. The hardest. Every choice after that came easier and easier. Until I stopped counting, stopped caring. You tell yourself it's right, for the greater good. You give the order, feel the ground tremble as the cannon fires and when the dust settles. And your own men are buried beneath the rubble. And you tell yourself... Shit. Huh. Me too. Get a hold of yourself, Ordola, Jesus Christ! I won't let it take you. Do something, Leon. Shit. Okay, I was like, if she goes out like this, I'm gonna be pissed. That man in the village, I saw his past. I'm the one who killed his brother. I'll be alright. Just need a moment. Can you wait with me? Wow. Never thought I'd ask her. I'd hear her ask something like that. It is bad. Everything the skulls fought for, the sacrifices we made, the things we did, in the end it was all for nothing. Sometimes I look back on the road I walked and the bitterness I can still taste, and I wonder, if I'd grown up in another time, another place, would I have done the same to a different people? Was it always in me? To be me? Never that simple, but I can see why you can feel that way. All I know is, everyone would have been better off if I'd never been born. But I was. And I dragged others into a hell of my own making. I remember these two brothers in particular, childhood friends of mine. The older one enlisted with me, but the younger... He would never have made it as a soldier. He was too kind. Too... good. Ansfrid died at Specula Imperatoris, but his brother's still out there somewhere. Not that I've got the courage to face him after what I did. I hope he's found the life he deserves. Excuse me. Not all of the cranial lupi at the towers died that day, though. I know from one of my visions that at least one survived. Rudolph. I'm glad he made it out, but too many others didn't. Too many others still need our help. I helped make this blasphemy, and by Rhalgr, I'll kill the bastard if it's the last thing I do. Anyway, that's enough out of me. I'll be heading back to the city to make my report. I suggest you do likewise. In the heat of the moment, I said I won't let it take you, but it's like, what could I do? Except try to calm her down, obviously, but another way to try to calm her down would have also been to just say, don't let it, you know, don't give up or whatever. Whatever the first answer choice was, but... Still, in that moment, I kind of just... Well, they say you make the choices that, most reflect who you really are. When you do them quickly and in the heat of the moment, you go with your first gut instinct or whatever, so... I guess it's part of who I am. I wanted to help her even if there wasn't much I could do. She had to kind of help herself. Crispy, get the... Stop blocking Ravo, come on. ass out of his face. I heard about what happened. If nothing else, at least you've seen with your own eyes what we're up against. Yeah. I like that they're different enemies from the ones in Gridania, though. I'm glad they're not just using the same ones. The, blasphemy types or whatever. Obviously, I knew the main one was gonna be... They're all gonna be different, right? They're all gonna look different and all that, but I mean the minions we've been fighting. We're not just getting the same, like, dog-like ones from Gridania. Welcome back. Bordola's already given her account, and I'd like to hear yours, too. There you go. So she almost turned into a beast herself. We'll have to take that into consideration before sending her into the field again. As far as the events in Alagana are concerned, the two of you did well. Despite the appearance of several beasts, you were able to prevent any further casualties. However, this serves to confirm that those with connections to the Crania Lupi should be considered at risk of turning. Over the years, many of them have drifted away from larger settlements and have taken to living in secret. Others made their way to Ul'dah as refugees, including some individuals of interest. As such, we'll be working closely with the Immortal Flames to locate and offer support to those refugees in particular. In fact, I plan to make the journey there for an audience with the Sultana. Once my preparations are complete, perhaps you might accompany me. I'm sure she'll be glad to see you. Okay? Battleground. Here to see Commander Alden, I take it. This way, please. A request for an audience with the Sultana has been accepted. Before we depart, I'll share what we've learned since last we spoke. The blasphemy continues to elude us, all the while driving others to succumb to despair in turn. Even with Alamigan and Ul'dah forces searching for signs of the beast and more potential victims, we've yet to discern a pattern in the chaos. Nevertheless, if our blasphemy is like others, its behavior is likely dictated by the passions and regrets of the man it once was. Therefore, any information concerning him and the life he led may help us to track it down before it strikes again. We don't want people to shun the families of the skulls any more than they already are, but the fact remains that the vast majority of the beasts have been born from them. They're the ones at greatest risk of turning, without question. Bordola concerns me too. She came close to transforming once before, so I think it might be best if we keep her out of this after all. I mean, yeah, that's all I'm saying, it's probably a bad idea, but... This is true too, though. She deserves a chance to make amends. That's the only way she'll actually find inner peace. At some point. I'm inclined to agree with Leon. She was able to resist the transformation and has shown no signs of succumbing since then. If she wants to do her part, I say we let her. If only I could go in her stead. Don't start talking like that or you'll be the next one to turn. Actually, I was hoping you'd come with us to meet the Sultana. I believe she would benefit greatly from your understanding of the struggles that our people face. You'd gain from the experience, too. While she's not the sort to brandish a sword and charge into battle, you'll soon discover she's a champion of her own arena, as brave as any warrior. This is true. Very true. I doubt she'd have much to learn from the likes of me, but it would be an honor to make her acquaintance. Ehrenwald and I will go on ahead and wait for you in the hustings strip. We'll see you soon. We'll see you anon. Same thing, different word. Been a while, guys. Gentlemen. Well, I'm mostly directing, though. It's been a while to Papa Sean over there. It's the first time I've been back here since I, discharged myself from the infirmary. Without telling anybody, mind. I must remember to stop by and offer my thanks. And an apology. You should do that, yeah. Milady? Didn't mean to target her, but since I did, I might as well address her. I only let her out of my sight for a moment. You lost her again, Papa Sean? Jesus Christ. This dude. Yeah, actually. Where is it? This one.
Bruh, look at this dude.
The Sultan always knows how to sneak out, doesn't she? Master Papa Sean was just telling us that Nanamo, or should I say Lady Lilira, has gone on another of her jaunts about the city. Though it is not my place to question her Grace's judgment, I do wish she had consulted me before running off on her own. And perhaps I'm overthinking it, but it's unlike her to keep guests waiting. If I may say so, sir, appearing throughout the land, with blasphemies, I skipped that word for some reason. Appearing throughout the land, it's a dangerous time to be going for a stroll. I was just thinking that too, but I suspect that may be the very reason she wishes to see for herself how the citizenry fare in these trying times. Of course. Even so, it's downright reckless. We'll find her, though. Right. No, I couldn't possibly allow such esteemed guests to... Come now. We might be here on official business, but we're old friends. And as you may remember, I have a knack for tracking down errant sultanas. Some might say that knack is a rather charitable... I should be glad of the assistance. Excuse me, what the hell was he getting at with that? I'll take a look around here. Quizzing the locals will give me an opportunity to learn of recent goings-on in Ulta, too. Well then, there's no time like the present. Fear not, with me on the case, this will be over before you know it. You know her better than anyone, yeah. If she's supposed to be meeting us here, maybe we should wait for her to come to us? Just between you and me, Robon has never had much luck at finding Lady Lilira. Rather the opposite, which isn't to say that he's misrepresenting his capabilities. Perhaps his recollection of events simply differs somewhat from reality. True. Alright. Milady? Gentlemen? All I gotta do is just sitting there like this, just relaxing. Milady? Can't stop the bout to all of them. We'll be here forever, but... Been some time since I last combed these streets for young Lilira. As a matter of fact, Papa Sean and I would compete to see which of us could find her first. As I recall, most of the contests ended in my favor. The trick, you see, is to look past the disguise and pay attention to the gestures and mannerisms. The tiniest movement that might give her away. Come, I'll show you how it's done. Oh shit! Someone's gonna show us. Alright, man. Follow my lead. Lead the way, good sir. He's fond of perusing the stalls here. Okay. Milady. I was gonna say ladies, but one of them ran off. He's walking slow enough, I had time. Nobody can see me following Robon, so they just think I'm casually, like, literally roleplay walking and bowing to women as I walk. If she's not here, where could she be? What if she's been abducted? Calm yourself, Robon. We've only just started looking. Maybe Papa Sean might beat you this time. In one of these pots? Spot? Perhaps? One of the pots? Never known her to be this elusive. That's on. I've tried all her usual haunts, so unless she's hiding inside a barrel or something equally nonsensical, she must be elsewhere. Gods. Why did she choose now of all times to run off? What if she's been abducted or run afoul of a beast? There's no need to assume the worst. We gotta keep looking. You're right, I know. But it's hard not to worry. Where could she be? Come to think of it, something Papa Sean said caught my ear. He thought Nanamo went on this excursion because of the emergence of the blasphemy and the beasts, to better understand how her people are coping with the situation. If so, she'd be driven to seek out the most desperate and destitute. Pearl Lane, then. Is that why it's called... Or... Is that why... Complete degenerates of that sort hang out there too? The destitute and desperate? Fuck! I should have taken a screenshot of that shit. Hold on. That's hysterical, now that he says it. Yeah, okay, that captures it. Alright. Might I ask you to lead the way? I'll admit my ability to track missing persons may have dulled somewhat. Alright. Pearl Lane has ever been plagued by pickpockets and the like. I'll watch your back, so go ahead and give the search for Lilira your full attention. Not just pickpockets either. I think that's the least of our worries when you're there in Balmung. I love that now everyone across all data centers can actually visit Balmung and realize why people talk about it the way they do. Oh my god. We should be on Balmung right now. This would be quite something. Actually, in fact, you know what? I could do that. I don't think it should take that long either. Okay, where is he? I'll just log out right here. So I have a feeling some of the things he might say. Oh my god. If I'd known we were going to come to Ul'dah, I would have done it earlier. But I assumed we were going to stay in Alamiga. I didn't think it would take us here. What do you say now? Some say money can't buy you happiness, but they've never tried living without it. Those who call Pearl Lane home never had the luxury of choice. The city's poorest live here, and as such are at greater risk of turning. Knowing this, I expect Lilira came to learn from their plight. Right. Well, the thing is, we talked about this before. Yeah, money can't buy happiness to a certain extent. It's once you're past a certain point of income where it doesn't make you happier to have more, basically. But yes, you do need a minimum amount. If you're completely destitute and don't have enough money to even feed yourself, of course you're gonna be fucking miserable all the time. So the saying is a little vague to do it justice for itself, you know? It's a little vague. But yeah, what was it again? I think it was like $70,000. It might have changed by now due to inflation and the like. It might have changed by now, but I'm pretty sure it was the last time we talked about this. It was around $70,000 a year was the prime time income, I believe it was. I think it's 10 in the morning. It's still not like peak times or whatever. So, but yeah, it was around there, I believe. Yeah, I think it was 70,000, something like that. Was it? Somebody else gave a very different number. I can't remember anymore. But alright, never mind. Can't use it. Oh well. So much for the memes. Oh, okay. I was just about to give up and fuck off. Yeah, sure. I'll probably go to the restroom while it goes. I'll BRB. Honestly, it's a perfect opportunity. That's why I was kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. Never mind, false alarm. I'm glad it transferred pretty quick though. I was just about to leave my room too. But yeah, I got up. I thought I, for some reason, had to. Maybe I was just a little cold or some shit. I don't know. But then I got up and I was like, I don't have to go. But I was thirsty, so I drank some water. There's that. Anyway. Not the right one, but oh well. I tried. Guess I'll just transfer once I log in. If those guys are still there, do you guys remember that big pyramid of people we saw here? Okay. Well, we did just have maintenance last night, but I do wonder how long it lasted, though. Oh, that seems like a lifetime ago now. I forgot what the hell I was even doing back then. MSQ, right? I think? No. Oh, we were doing the Gladiator Paladin quest. It was before we even started Endwalker. Oh, damn, that was a long time ago now. Anyway, there's Robin. And I'm not the only one. Well, there you have it, folks. Now, what did he say about this place? He said, I think it was right before I said that, actually. I might have skipped too far, yeah. There it is. If so, she'd be driven to seek out the most desperate and destitute. Pearl Lane, then. Alright, Robin, let's go. Ready to continue the search? Let's be about it. Can't wait to see what he says in these conversations about Pearl Lane. Look both ways before you cross a dangerous street, right? Any street, really. The population is only as low as it is right now because of the fact that it's 10 in the morning. West Coast time. Ask about Pearl Lane. This ought to be good. Hopefully, we'll see. While it may not be immediately obvious, conditions here have improved considerably of late. Well, there's more people with their clothes on than usual, so yeah, I can see that. Her Grace continues to support the rebuilding efforts in Garabania, which has led to the creation of jobs for many of the locals. Both here and on the other side of Belsar's wall. So-and-so mouthed, "Shut up again," before sighing. "Stop calling me that. Wherever you decide to sit is not my problem." Walk into public RP. I don't even know where the hell that came from. What else do we got? Ask about the poor. In every society, there are the haves and the have-nots, and seldom is this divide more sorely felt than here in Ul'dah. Well, it's actually only stratified societies with hierarchies, in whichever form that they might take. Not all societies are like that, actually. It's a common misconception, though, because it's all any of us have ever known in our lifetimes, of course, but was not the case over 12,000 years ago. And in a lot of pockets of the world right now, it's not the case either. But they're pretty few and far between, though. And there are only what few places are left that are not like this are starting to disappear rapidly. Anyway, many of the young and able-bodied work for Lolarito as guards, though he earns more in an afternoon than most will in a lifetime. Of course. Oh, that's it. The disproportionately wealthy. The obscenely wealthy. And as I said before, an extreme that should never happen, just like the opposite, or its counterpart, which would be a homeless person starving on the street. An embarrassment. Both of those things are. An embarrassment to our society, basically, that we allow either of those to exist. The obscenely rich and the obscenely poor. Nana! Lady Lilira! That does look like her. Hey, we found her! Robon? Whatever are you doing here? And Leon, too! While I am glad to see you both, our meeting is not yet due to commence for several bells. What is the meaning of this? We were worried, and with good reason. These are far too dangerous times to be roaming about alone, Your Grace. I can... Some things never change. But I assure you, I am quite capable of looking after myself in my own city of all places. More importantly, I wish to observe firsthand how the people have been faring of late, that I may be better prepared to participate in our discussion later. But I have finished. You'll be comforted to hear. Then pray allow us to escort you to more amenable surroundings. Would you care to ride on my shoulder? For old time's sake? Certainly not! You have already attracted more than enough attention, being back here. Alright, whatever, let's go. Back to our old meeting spot then? Yep. You know what's funny is I saw, again, since I've been kind of slowly chipping away at the old Realm Reborn videos from Asmon's playlist of his first playthrough of this game. It was funny to hear him say, Ul'dah just feels like another city. I just saw a video where he said this. He's like in post Realm Reborn and where I'm watching right now. He said Ul'dah just feels like another city, and that Limsa he feels is where all the role players are. And of course I looked over at the chat and I was like, they're about to say Balmung. Sure enough, there's people who were like, you need to go to Balmung because you got it all wrong. I have a feeling the search would have taken rather longer if Robon had been left to his own devices. Indeed. He almost panicked. I had every faith you and the commander would find her. Well, thanks. Well, what's up, gentlemen? I thank you all for making the journey here during these difficult times. And it is my pleasure to properly make your acquaintance. On behalf of the people of Eorzea, allow me to express my sincerest gratitude for your continued dedication to our cause. With respect, Your Grace, I'm just a soldier. Was a soldier. Still I say, Commander Alden would not make such a distinction, and neither will I. You yet serve your people, and have provided solace to many of Alamigo's most vulnerable. If we are to deal with this threat, we must forearm ourselves with knowledge. I understand you come bearing information regarding the blasphemy and its victims? Fixing this. We have indeed. Hence the need to locate families of Krania Lupai members who have fled to Thanalan. There is no end to the struggles faced by Alamigan refugees, and those who once pledged allegiance to the Empire are no exception. But rest assured that irrespective of their past, all will be treated with an even hand. All will be afforded such aid as I am able to provide. Magnanimous as always, Your Grace. If I might be so bold, I have a question. What do you have in mind for those most at risk of undergoing the change? I believe there is but one recourse. Earnest and open dialogue. While some are born into unimaginable wealth, others suffer great hardship and oppression. The circumstances of our birth are beyond our control, our fate subject to the whims of the gods, some would argue. Not entirely wrong, yeah. I once thought myself a prisoner to my fate. A figurehead, helpless to watch on as my people starve. A powerless puppet. I wanted nothing more than to cast it all aside, to free us all, but failed from my naivety, and then was afforded a second chance for my privilege. The world is unfair, terribly so, but we have the power to push back against inequalities and injustices, if not overcome them on blessed occasions. To love our neighbor and share in life's bounties, to open our hearts and come together as one. Truer words were never spoken. Yeah, it is just a choice that we all have in us. But without the support of the people, such words are not but vain platitudes. Thankfully, my recent attempts to make inroads with the monetarists have met with some success. Despite differing views on many subjects, we yet strive to find common ground. Common ground. We've been pouring all of our efforts into aiding families of the Cronia Lupi, and while it seemed to help to a degree, some have still succumbed in turn. Of course, they're not the only ones in danger. Alamegans everywhere, whether they sided with the Empire, fought for the Resistance, or begging, and good, or were caught in the middle, they all suffer. They all wake up in the night at times haunted by memories of death and despair. You know what can happen if those feelings are left to fester. The legacy of the Imperial occupation will not soon be forgotten, but rather than seek to forget, mayhap it is necessary to remember, to acknowledge and accept the truth of it, that they may properly mourn those they have lost. Aye, a remembrance. I propose we hold a memorial ceremony for those who died during the war. Everyone, no matter who they were or what they did, let them be loved, let them be hated, but above all, let them be remembered. And in the remembering of the dead, in their honor and their sin, we, the living of Alamigo, may yet find a sliver of common ground. It's a noble sentiment. But bringing together people who have reason to distrust one another and risk inflaming tensions could be a recipe for disaster. Then again, we can't keep ignoring the merit in the room and do nothing to address the situation. This is true. As long as we leave it to the individuals to decide whether or not to attend the ceremony, I think it's worth a try. Excuse me. Organizing an event of this scale will require a great deal of effort, so I offer my full support. Once you know what's needed, come to me and we'll put the plan into action. Obviously, some will balk at the idea, which is perfectly understandable, so I'll be listening to their opinions as well. After all, we want it to be a ceremony that brings Alamegans together. Damn it. Dude. Alright, I think I'm good. And I was wondering, Your Grace, if I might ask about your approach to, well, talking to people, winning them over. As you can tell, I'm no politician, so I'd be grateful for any advice you can share with me. Why, I would be delighted to. As a matter of fact, I have a number of matters I wish to discuss with you. And on that note, I suggest you and I return to Alamigo. Wonder what... How do you say that name? Abba? And Ollie would say if I could tell him I had a chat with the Sultana. I can hardly believe it myself. To see the Sultana grow to become such a capable and compassionate leader, it brings a tear to my eye. The relationship between Ul'dah and Alamigo is one which I cherish deeply. It is imperative that we coordinate our efforts in facing this crisis. Right. I knew Ehrenwald would make a good impression, but he's outdone himself. Not only has he found a new avenue in life to explore, he's taken to it with considerable aplomb. While his proposed memorial ceremony is bound to have its detractors, I have faith that many will come around. Not all, but enough, I pray. For our part, we must stand at the ready for whatever may occur. I shall send word if there are any developments. Right on. Milady? Nothing of note has occurred in your absence, which I expect is welcome news in itself. Okay. Laying the past to rest. There you are, Leon. Commander Alden has asked me to convey to you the following information. At present, we are looking into reports of missing relatives of the Crania Lupi. With the cooperation of the Silver Griffins, we're currently searching for any clues as to their whereabouts. Thanks to the concerted efforts of Ragnfrid and the others, the general public has been willing to cooperate with our investigation. Though many still harbor feelings of distrust for the collaborators and their kin, they've grown more receptive to our cause on the whole. Ehrenwald's been making steady progress in preparing for the memorial ceremony. He plans to host a meeting between the various community leaders to go over the finer details. In fact, he was wondering whether you could assist in delivering the invitations. If you can spare the time, you should be able to find them in the Mercantile District. Anyway, that's all for now. I have a few other matters to attend to, so if you'll excuse me, my duty calls. Okay. Thanks for coming. It should come as no surprise that planning a memorial ceremony for a whole bloody nation would keep a man busy, but by Ralger, this is something else. The hardest part's been gathering information on those who died in the war, especially when it comes to the skulls and other conscripts. And they're the ones we need to treat most carefully. Right. If we don't acknowledge the crimes of our kin and all their painful truths, then we do a disservice to their victims living and dead. But if we let people paint them as monsters who did monstrous things we believe we would never do, then we perpetuate a different but no less dangerous lie. Yep. As for preparing the event itself, I'll be holding a meeting with members from each of the settlements around Giribania. I've sent invitations to most of them already, but I was hoping you'd help me with the last two. There is Marat's Noon in the Peering Stones and Sarisha in Viranilia. I'll give you one for each. Alright. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they refused, considering how their people suffered at the hands of the skulls. But I hope we can remind them that deep down we're all just people trying to survive, to protect our loved ones. We may have driven the Empire from our lands, but as long as we hold fast to the grudges born of their attempts to divide and set us against one another, we'll never be free of their legacy of cruelty. Yeah. With that in mind, I've included an account of my experiences with the Silver Griffins and the people I've met. Victims, collaborators, their friends and their family, men and women who lived through it all. Survivors. Even if they refuse to join the ceremony, at least they will know, and hopefully understand, our reasons for holding the event. Granted, I've not had much practice in writing important letters, but I think they'll get the message. You being the one to deliver them will make a world of difference, I'm sure. Take care, won't you? Yeah. If Rox, Noon, and Sarisha end up refusing the invitation, it'll be no fault of yours. At the very least, you'll have a chance to hear their thoughts on the matter. Or experience them if the echo activates. If it procs. Greetings, friend. It has been too long since last we spoke. What brings you to my village? It has been a long-ass time, dude. Holy shit.
Dylan!
The weight of the words within is almost tangible, in addition to the weight of the paper itself. Ehrenwald's invitation. So the rumors are true. I need not read this letter in full to know its contents. I understand that Ragnfrid's volunteers are working to support the families of those lost in the war, which few will deny is a worthy cause. But to include the relatives of the Crania Lupi? The skulls watched the Empire slay us in our thousands, and still they turned their cloaks and fought for our oppressors. And you would ask us to mourn the deaths of these curs alongside their victims? This. You have every right to be angry and to refuse. Ehrenwald wishes only that you read his account before coming to a decision. To dismiss it out of hand would be discourteous. Very well. Family. They made it too easy. Where's the Vin Diesel meme right there, man? Jesus. Anyway. Fast and Furious over here. As none, my tribe is my family, and I know all too well the responsibility that brings. I would do anything to protect them. Anything. Loyalty, pride, conscience. My very soul. All are meaningless if I cannot ensure the safety of those I love. I suspect that some souls had been faced with the selfsame choice, but to see how their kin suffered, I cannot say I do not understand, though I wish that I did not. Their crimes will never be forgiven. They cannot be. But I and any others who are willing can offer our prayers for these tortured souls and the men they could have been. I accept the invitation, not on behalf of the M tribe, but as Mrat's Nun, though I will put the question to my people that they may decide for themselves. I am also eager to make the acquaintance of the person who wrote this letter. He is not one to turn a blind eye to the bitter truth, painful though it is to confront. The meeting will be the perfect opportunity to take his measure. Right on, man. I will convey your friend's intent to the rest of the tribe before attending the memorial ceremony. Those who cannot support it will not interfere. You have my word. With all the recent trouble, the towns and villages we once thought safe are fraught with danger. Please keep your senses keen wherever you go. Right. Welcome. To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit? I read that before. Milady, you are invited somewhere. Then it is as I suspected. There have been rumors that such a ceremony would take place. Although you have traveled far to make this invitation, I must decline. We cannot mourn the loss of the fallen, and the Crania Lupi are to be counted if the Crania Lupi are to be counted among them. Like the Kalyana, they chose to aid the Garlean oppressors, and killing and bleeding for those who would pillage our lands. Cowards and traitors all. And are we to assume that Kalyana, who died fighting for the Empire, will be honored as well? If so, that is all the more reason for us to refuse. Ehrenwald understands and accepts that you may refuse. His only request was that you read his account and then decide. If you insist. Please, milady. Please. No one was spared suffering in the occupation. Not the resistance, not the collaborators, not the families of both. No one. That so many would die in shame and ignominy, having sold their souls only to lose everything, is a tragedy and a lesson. If they are forgotten, then the lesson of their folly is forgotten. For the sake of this land we call home, I will join you in remembrance, and implore my people to do the same. In mourning, may we strengthen our ties with our neighbors as well. By together facing our past, we can build a foundation for lasting peace and prosperity. It would be my honor to attend the proposed meeting, and I look forward to personally thanking your friend Ehrenwald for his dedication. I and my peers have much to learn from the example he has set. Right on. Still looking for nothing then. This is why it's the healer role quest. We're healing the people of Alamigo through diplomacy. So, how did you fare in the fringes? They said that about me? It's rare for me to get such glowing praise, especially from renowned leaders like Sarisha and Rathnun. More importantly, though, they agreed to attend the meeting, and I've got you to thank for that. After all, I imagine it's hard to turn down an invitation when it's hand-delivered by the Warrior of Light himself. Before I get ahead of myself, though, excuse me, I must remember that this is only the beginning. Excuse me again. Bringing everyone together is one thing. Coming to an agreement on an extremely divisive issue is a different kettle of fish entirely, as Her Grace was quick to point out. But as she's taught me, if our cause is just and our hearts are true, those of like mind will surely answer the call. And answer it they have. While there are bound to be differences of opinion, I'm sure there's nothing we can't overcome if we put our minds to it. To that end, I was hoping you could join us, if you've the time to spare. There are still a few loose ends Ragnford and I need to tie up beforehand, but we'll meet you in the palace as soon as we can. Just having you there will make a world of difference. Alright, right on. All half building. Here for the meeting, yes? So while we all agree upon the importance of the ceremony, we recognize that the inclusion of the Krania Lupi will be distressing for many. I too lost family at their hands, and I would never ask others to forgive and forget. But for all their crimes, they were Alamegans, just like us. None made the decision to side with Garlemald lightly. They had a choice, and they chose to betray us! Who among us have not made difficult choices for kith and kin? And do not forget that Fordola chose to stand between us and a primal. What does that have to do with it? Brothers and sisters, arguing will avail us not. The fate of Alamigo rests on my shoulders and yours. On those of every man, woman, and child that calls these lands home. To uphold our honor, to strive for prosperity, to protect our loved ones, we all know the weight of these responsibilities. So that self-same weight which drove many of our people to serve our oppressors, misguided as it was. And though they chose a different, unconscionable path, in the end, we all wanted the same thing. To deliver our families from persecution that they might live to see one more day. Because another day in shame and self-hatred was still better than none at all. The regretful dead are survived by their despair. A despair which threatens to drag us all into an abyss from where there is no escape. Know that it surely will, if we welcome it into our hearts out of disdain for those we cannot forgive. But we Alamegans will not be so easily defeated. We will stand united and conquer this menace. Yeah. I'm good. Every Alamegan who fought and died did so in the hopes that one day we would be free. And we are free. We are free. By the blood of our fallen brothers and sisters, we are free. Free to lock away the pain and pretend it has no power over us until it festers and takes us in our beds. And free to lay it bare and let it breathe. To acknowledge and to mourn our people at their best and their worst. The past is ours to bear, all of it, for ourselves and for future generations, so that they needn't suffer like we did. Let us make Alamigo a nation where no man is left behind, where he can make all the wrong choices and still be afforded the chance to make a right one. That was very well said. Good speech, dude. You followed up Rob on the words pretty well. We see a lot of important people coming and going around here. Even though I should be used to it by now, I can't help feeling nervous. Right. That went better than any of us could have hoped for. You have my gratitude for your part in the proceedings, but we both know who the real hero of the day was. Yeah. This was all Ehrenwald's idea, and it was his words that finally won over the naysayers. Now that we have the community leaders on our side, we should have a much easier time convincing the rest of the citizenry. Of course, holding the ceremony is by no means our final objective. No matter what we say, some will refuse to attend. It is my hope, however, that it will still serve to provide a measure of closure for us all, and to ease the plight of the vulnerable and ostracized. Speaking of which, you'll recall the incident with Fordola and Alagana, the young girl she saved and her mother wished to thank her personally. Considering what happened last time, though, I have reservations. It would be a valuable opportunity to present the former skull in a more positive light. On the other hand, I don't need to tell you how unpredictable she can be, and that's before taking her echo into consideration. But that's a conversation for another day. Go and get some rest. You've earned it. Well, thanks. Trail of Skulls. Salted Bavnaran cod. A whole shallow cod broiled and sprinkled with salt to bring out its fishy flavor. Something terrible has happened! Oh shit, what's up? It's Fordola. She's escaped! She was accompanying a squadron out on a training exercise. One moment she was there, and the next she was gone. I didn't think much of it at the time, but she's been acting strangely ever since she went to meet that mother and child. You know, the ones who wanted to thank her for saving the girl's life? When I told Commander Alden about it, he went charging off to Alagana to ask them if they have any idea where Fordola might be. I thought about going after him, but when I heard you were headed this way, I reckoned it'd be better to send you in my stead. Godspeed, Leon. Right on. Ladies? You'll excuse me? Gods be good. What is she thinking? Have we done something wrong? I know you. You're friends with the brave lady, aren't you? Yeah, you could say that. Robin, what's up, dude? Leon? I wasn't expecting to see you here. You've heard what's happened then? Just as Fordola was beginning to earn our trust, she's given us the slip. As you may know, she wears a choker that is designed to do exactly that if its enchantment is triggered. It's supposed to prevent her from escaping. If I were to give the order, she would be dead within moments, and she knows that. She took the risk anyway, so I have to believe she has a good reason. That's what we're looking into now. We were hoping Clairol and young Lily here could shed some light on the matter. Might be lightly. We'd like to ask you about our conversation with Fordola, if we may. Your conversation, excuse me. Yes, of course. I know she's the butcher, or was at least, but it didn't seem right to go without thanking her. That's why I requested the meeting, to express my gratitude, and my apologies. She was quiet at first, just stood there as we spoke, as if she weren't even listening. And then I mentioned the blasphemy, and she looked at Lily, and all of a sudden clutched her own head and cried out in agony. The echo. Yep. Can you remember what you were thinking about at the time? A man. The one I saw in the city. What? Who? Did he have something to do with all of those people panicking? I think he did. When I was waiting for you, I saw him. He was by himself. He looked poorly, so I asked if he was alright, and he said yes. He had a nice smile. He got up and started walking, but then... He was shouting and screaming. I was so frightened I didn't want to talk about it. Not even to Mum. I wish he'd said something sooner. I'm sorry, Puppet. This is my fault for leaving you on your own. The man who turned into a blasphemy, I'd wager. The girl saw him, which means Fordola has now seen him too. There was one other thing. When Fordola was having her, funny turn, she said something. Charlie? No. Charlotte, I think. Yes, that was it. Ring any bells? Can't say it does. But if it has anything to do with the skulls, the silver griffins should have some information on them. We best have a word with Ragenford then. You've both been very helpful. I'd also like to thank you for being so kind to Fordola. You may not have said it, but I'm sure it meant a lot to her. I have a couple more things I'd like to ask, so I'll catch up with you later. Alright. Things you only see in certain lighting, I guess. Dust. Where did the brave lady go? Fordola may well be everything people say she is, or worse, but she did us a good turn that day. I'll never forget it. Whatever she's dealing with, she needn't face it alone. I wish I could have told her that. Excuse me, even though I know she probably wouldn't have listened. Oh, it's literally right there. I have a feeling this Charlotte and Fordola are connected in some way. No shit. Ragenford? Charlotte, you say? Yes, that name came up during our recent investigations. As I recall, he served under the Viceroy during the occupation, and his whereabouts is currently unknown. Didn't it say are unknown? I had an older brother named Ansfrid, one of the Cronia Lupi, which would give him a connection to Fordola. Is there anyone who can tell us more about him? Yes, an uncle. But we recently helped find employment here in Alagana. He's actually the one who asked us to look for Charlotte. You'll most likely find him working at the Sleeping Stones. As it happens, I was planning to planning to bring him something to eat. I'll join you there shortly. Ooh. Dang, good stuff. Nice. Is that a normal enemy here, or...? There might be a an A rank or something. Or Stormblood, I mean. Perhaps we should have asked what he looks like. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Still looking, eh? That's him over there. What do we got? I hope we're not interrupting. Charlotte's uncle. No, of course not. It's good to see you, Ragnfrid. My word, the Bull of Alamigo and the Champion of the Alliance. What brings such esteemed guests to our humble, quarry? At ease, my good fellow. We merely wish to ask you about your nephew. Charlotte? You found him? Whew, no luck yet then. Is there anything else you can tell us? More about his childhood, perhaps? Wasn't much of one, I'm afraid. Poor boy's life was ruined long before he had any say in the matter. His parents and I swore allegiance to Garlemald to secure ourselves and our kin's citizenship. For all the good it did us here, living amongst our countrymen who treated us as pariahs. Took its toll on him and his brother to be spat on as traitors by association. One thing led to another, and Ansfrid, together with most of his friends, joined the Imperial Army. That's how it started, you know. The Crania Lupi. Gaius' loyal little pups. Do you remember the names of these friends? Yes, they had quite the reputation going there. There was Emlyn Rudolph, and the angry little girl who'd grow up to become the butcher herself, Bordola. Well, it's one of her childhood friends, essentially. Charlotte was part of their group too, yes? But from what we've heard, he chose not to become a soldier. Wouldn't have lasted a day in training. He knew that better than anyone, of course. Not that it helped him to feel any less guilty for turning his back on the others. He blamed himself for their deaths, for not stopping them when he had the chance, for not being strong enough to fight by their side. Maybe he saved them, maybe not, but he wasn't there and he wished he had been. Then one day he was gone. Wherever he is, I hope he's safe and well. I'm afraid not. Because I think now we know who the blasphemy is. So do we. Thank you. The information you've shared should prove useful. And for you, I've brought some food. Why don't you call it a day and go and enjoy it with your family? Let him have the peace for now. Back to Alagana. Yeah. If we tell him we know what happened to his nephew... Well, it could just end pretty badly, honestly. That little girl's worried about poor Dola. As for the mother, well, it's complicated. Understandable, really. Once we know for certain what has become of Charlotte, we'll have to tell his uncle. So not only was his brother a member of the Skulls, but Charlotte himself was a childhood friend of poor Dola's. I'm told he refused the support of the Silver Griffins as well. He's been trying to make his own way for some time now. His brother and his friends died at Speculum Imperatoris, save for poor Dola, and the gods only know how he felt about her after that. Or how Fordola felt about Charlotte after seeing Lily's memory of him transforming into a blasphemy. Brother of a man who she killed and a childhood friend besides. She thinks she's responsible for this. That's why she ran, to kill the beast. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm worried about her. Fordola is a survivor and an outcast herself, exactly the sort of person the Silver Griffins are trying to support. You've seen yourself the sacrifices she's willing to make, and if you can learn to feel sympathy for her, maybe others can too. Right. I think we have enough information for the time being. Let's return to the city and plan our next move. Oh, anything else? To some, Fordola's a monster worse than any blasphemy. But I've seen enough working with the Silver Griffins to realize it's never that simple. I want to believe there's hope for her, but there's hope for us all. As the saying goes, history is written by the victor, and I'll wager those who swore loyalty to Garlemald never thought they'd find themselves on the losing side. But they did, and they paid a price. Maybe not enough for some, but we've got to draw a line somewhere. That's the problem with picking sides. When it's all over, you don't know which side of history you're gonna end up on. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to pick a side. You don't have a choice sometimes, you know? You have to follow your heart and do what you think is right, I suppose. It would be quite a blow for us to lose a warrior of Fordola's caliber. I hope we can find her before she does anything stupid. Well, leave it to us. I've assigned a few of my soldiers to assist the Silver Griffins in investigating Charlotte's background. With luck, we will find him quickly, and then we can prepare for what must come after. We're all but certain Charlotte's the one who transformed into a blasphemy, and so there's not to be done but put him out of his misery. As for Fordola, I've put Minago and her troops in charge of tracking her. Once they found her, they have my permission to lend whatever support they deem necessary. If it comes to it, I may ask you to join the search. Till such time, I ask that you take this opportunity to rest. You know what's funny for these role quests? The fact that, like... It's something minor. I'm trying to find a way to word it properly. The fact that in Ul'dah there are no healer classes at all to be unlocked there, and yet Ul'dah and Alamigos where you go to as a healer. Just like what I said about Gridania, about there's no tank classes to that start there or anything that you can start the game with there. There's Gunbreaker now, but this is kind of interesting how they set it up. I don't think it's for that purpose either. I think story-wise that they're going for something else here. And it just happened to land that way. It's just a funny little coincidence. But yeah, it's a little funny how helping out Gridania, Kane Senna, and the others who are all conjurers, they're all healers, you do it as a tank. And helping out these guys who are all tank-like warriors, essentially. The Alamegans and Ul'dah and everything. You do it as a healer. And I guess it kind of makes sense. We'll see how the DPS classes work to see what kind of symmetry they got going on here. The Gift of Mercy. Thank goodness you're here. Commander Alden needs to see you right away. Follow me. Uh-oh. What's wrong? What happened? Keep it contained until I arrive, but do not engage if you can help it. Understood? How's Minago? Her unit has found Fordola. Or rather, she has found them. In fact, I have Fordola in the search party's link pro. She wants a word with you. Alright, what the hell's going on? This is urgent, so be quiet and listen. The blasphemy, my friend, is right in front of us. I tracked him down, and when he spotted me, he started heading towards Specula Imperatoris. Look, Leon, I need your help. Charlotte's not... He never wanted to hurt anyone. But this thing he's become is... I can't leave him like this. I've got to stop him, whatever it takes. Wait till we get there. Do not engage. Is that clear? I owe you. Alright. This is Minago. Can you hear me? We've got the blasphemy What the hell just happened? Ugh! It's on the move! Get out of it, but maintain distance. We need to... Fordola! What are you doing? Fordola! Fordola! She didn't listen. There's no time to waste. They need our help. I gave her one fucking order. Well, of course it's heading straight to where his childhood friends died. Walker's beard. Once she's got her mindset, there's no stopping her. She's convinced herself she's responsible for this mess. That she created the blasphemy single-handedly. All I ask is that you see she makes it out of this alive. She's come so far. And I don't want to lose her. You and me both are involved, I know what you mean. Alright, here we go. Radiata and Alagiri are not that far from Specula Imperatoris. If we let the blasphemy slip through our fingers, it doesn't bear thinking about. And while Fordola is determined to slay it by her own hand, we can't allow her recklessness to put the lives of others in jeopardy. The time has come for action. Are you ready? Ready as I'll ever be. Here we go. I'm getting a little nervous. Oh, it's purple. Hold the line for as long as you can. Commander Alden and the Warrior Flight will be here any moment. Stay strong. And here we are. Oh, shit! The Sparta kick. This is Alamigo! Fucking kick. You've done well. Leave the rest to us. Yes, sir! I love that they now put their weapons away and take them out in that fancy way. Get the injured to safety. And yet they make it so that you have to use an emote if you want to do it that way. And it costs 100,000 MGP each, I think. From the gold saucer. Coward. Coward. Traitor. To them. To everyone. Yep, he's blaming himself. Living, breathing emotions of negativity. Reminds me of the Unversed from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, actually, now that I think about it. I wish there was another way. So do I, but fighting's the only thing I'm any good at. Makes me wonder how I ended up with such a clever brother. Too clever for my own good, maybe. Just the thought of going into battle? About getting hurt? About having to hurt other people? That's starting to sound like me. He's a bleeding heart, our Charlotte. Sooner befriend a fly than shoo it away, much less kill it. I don't think I would go that far for myself in real life, but yeah, it does sound like some of the shit that I say sometimes. I could kill it if I wanted. I could. I can't. No, Bruce, you can't. But you don't, and there's no shame in that. Leave the soldiering to us, Charlotte. We'll show the Garleans what we're capable of. Get the power and respect we deserve. And then, things will change. They will. You'll see. Man, were they wrong. They really thought the Garleans would ever come to respect them as one of their own, even just by getting, like, citizenry and stuff. But nope, not even close. We found a place for ourselves, and you'll find yours soon enough. Alright, that'll do. Everyone who's enlisting, meet back here tomorrow. In the end, what good did I do? They gave everything they had to give, while I hid like a rat waiting for the storm to pass. Coward. Coward. Coward! Ah! That must be before Zodiark's death. Yeah, he was already... that. He was already in despair. Coward. Coward. Better dead. Better forgotten. It's not your fault, Charlotte. It's not. You didn't do anything wrong. And I'm the coward, the traitor, the butcher. I'll always be the butcher. Don't you dare, Fordola! Oh! You don't get to end it. You don't get to give up. I won't let you. Holy shit. Tell her, Monazo. Jesus. Didn't expect this. You have a lifetime to make amends and atone. To become something more than you were. But if you die here, you are everything they say. Everything you believe. Is that what you want? She's not going anywhere. Of course he would have missed this. Ehrenvold, why are you here? I know he would be here too. Like, he's not gonna miss out on this. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. I can't fight by your side, but I can still cheer you on. I've seen your past, Charlotte. How you were left behind while your friends rushed into battle. It's bloody hard, isn't it? Wanting to do something so desperately with every fiber of your being, knowing that you should be able to. You should, but you can't. So you find another way to support them. Your way. You did that too, didn't you? You were there for them, even if it didn't feel like it, but you were, Charlotte. You were. As a friend of mine once said, not all heroes are forged in the fires of battle. Got him. Yeah, she remembers. The history of Alamigo is written in blood. While we cannot change the past, we can change the future. And for that, we must all play our part. All of us. Aw, these are both such good answers. Fuck. You too, Fordola. No cop-outs. Ansfred, Emmeline, one day we'll be together again, but not yet. You'd never hurt anyone, Charlotte. That's not who you are. You'll be remembered as the kind soul you always were. Blasphemy, Charlotte. No shit. Hey, Crimson. I'm counting on you. I might let you down, I'll be honest. I haven't played healer in ages. We're gonna fucking die. I'm just like, I might let you down, I'll be honest. We might be completely fucked. Because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Oh well, it's gotta end sometime.
As one!
I'll draw his attention, Leon. Keep me in the fight. Right. Can't die until I lay Charlotte to rest. I love that we get to hear the, Stormblood boss music. Obviously. Can my heals even reach Robon from there, though? I hope they can. I see it. What are we doing? Oh, her. Shit. Cast Azuna quickly. Right. There you go. You're all set. Spread out, you don't say. Shit! I'm fucking dead. Can't do it yet. Thank you for that. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, not being able to target with the party list is a pain in the ass for this. Okay, that was good. Uh-oh. I got too close. Damn it! I was hoping it was gonna send me back the way I came, but I went too far. I fucked up the angle. There we go. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, did we win? I don't know yet. my god. The party list is taken for granted. Having to target differently, especially on controller. Thank you. I mean it. I knew she wouldn't leave him hanging. I've been looking everywhere for you. Have you now? We've put down the last remaining beast spawned by the blasphemy. It is a pity we could do naught for those who turned, but that we were able to prevent further casualties is nothing short of a miracle. Astonishing, too, looking back at Charlotte's case. Although his existence spurred others to transform, he never attacked any settlements or travelers. Even when he underwent the change in the middle of a crowded street, those who were present escaped with minor injuries at worst. I think that deep down, his compassion is what kept the raging blasphemy at bay. Yeah. The only time he emerged from hiding was to journey to the place where his brother died. Aye, it's clear he still retains some semblance of his former self. Another victim of the Empire's terrible tragedy, or legacy, along with his friends and so many others. But the Chronia Lupi wasn't the creation of the Imperials alone. Many of those youths sought a place with them because they were denied one with us. That's why the memorial ceremony is so important. It's our chance to face our past together. To give them in death what we couldn't in life. To not deny anyone a place in memory, even if it hurts or makes us feel ashamed. You'll be attending, won't you? I haven't been ordered to, so I suppose not. In light of your loyal service to Alamigo, I intend to have the conditions by which you are bound eased. Providing I'm able to obtain approval, you will be granted a degree of freedom. At the very least, we should soon have no need for that choker. There'll be no objections from me. You've done well. Look at her smiling, trying to hide it. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were smiling. He's got it. Well, I for one couldn't be happier her efforts are being recognized. It gives me that much more motivation to continue my work with the Silver Griffins and bring the people of Alamigo closer together. Gotta do my best to keep up with a certain little lordling, huh? I was wondering when he'd mention Alfie, no shit. I think we've done enough for one day. Time we got some rest. Right. What's up, Brabon? Allow me, as both the guardian of Alamigo and as your sworn comrade, to express my thanks for coming to our aid in these desperate times. No matter what manner of disaster may befall us, your presence alone is enough to keep the flame of hope burning bright. Aye, even someone on the very precipice of despair such as Fordola can find salvation in your guiding light. Laying it on a bit thick, aren't you? I like the top two answers better. I don't know which one to go with. Let's go with this one. Laying it on a bit thick, aren't you? Please.
Dylan!
Am I? Both Monago and Ehrenwald said much the same thing. I must be getting soft in my old age. In any case, it's safe to say we've all benefited enormously from your sterling work here. We couldn't ask for a better healer, or a better friend. I'll take the compliment, just because somehow I did manage to keep us all alive at the last second. Our ambassador in Radatan will be relieved to learn of our successes here. If you happen to cross paths, give him my regards, would you? All done. Yeah, each one is like about the same length as the role quest from Shadowbringers, so about 2 hours. Greetings. How goes it in Alamigo? Good news. It's taken care of. Eliminating blasphemies, helping organize a memorial ceremony? They've certainly kept you busy. A fine example of going above and beyond the call of duty. I'll be sure to send word of your exploits to Ul'dah. Wait till the Sultana hears about this. Her Grace will not be the only one to welcome this news. On behalf of the Grand Company of Eorzea and our allies, allow me to express my most heartfelt gratitude. Right on, guys. You can now dye the job-specific gear. But it'll only become available later in MSQ. More than guilt. I cannot thank you enough for assisting the blasphemy hunters in Alamigo, and for your work in addressing the root causes of the phenomenon. We as a country have been made to take a long, hard look at ourselves and the way we treat each other. Perhaps now we can pave the way to a better future as one. Allow me to offer my thanks on behalf of my comrades posted in Alamigo. With the blasphemy finally dealt with, they can all breathe a sigh of relief. Yep. And this is where I get to take a break. I wonder which one's next. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get back. I will be doing the physical DPS next. It's in my comfort zone, but of course that means I better be fucking good at it, because DPS means DPS, and getting the hell out of mechanics too. You're a glass cannon as a melee DPS. More so as a ranged one, and a magical one as well. So we're going into hard mode next, with DPS in general. But we're starting off easy with melee. I have a little bit more defense. And then it gets harder with physical and magical, which are more squishy and susceptible to death if you fuck up. Yeah, I'd say I'm actually progressing in order of difficulty a little bit. Tank and healer can be kind of, you know, the same level of difficulty. It kind of depends, really. It can be a bit of a toss-up depending on the battle itself, really. It's very situational, which one's easier. Anyway. Alright, I'll be back after a good 10-15 minute break. Down.